Oh no! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Analytical Fanboys. I'm your host, the Vacuuminator, and I'm joined, as always, by my partner in crime here, the hard-hitting Boingo Rider.
Hi.
Look at him.
Ding.
He's so big and intimidating. He's I was trying to think of a way to pronounce Boingo Rider like the way Jericho pronounces Jake Hagar, but, it's late and my brain's not ready for that kind of shit. So let's just get into it. We're talking about a fucking YouTube series that you put on the list. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so a little bit ago, before Cultaholic was a thing, they were on What Culture, and one of the members, Adam Bompier, whatever, Adam, started a series where he basically went like, hey, WWE fucked up this thing, here's how we wouldn't fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
And
also,
basically
WWE is gonna fuck up these things, here's how we wouldn't fuck them up.
Here's how they should do it to not fuck up. And it's an interesting series just because it, for lack of a better way of describing it, it toes the line of fan fiction.
It is, like, here's the thing about fantasy booking. It's fan fiction, but it's fan fiction in a digestible format. Like, I'll be honest, I used to occasionally go on, like, Archive of Our Own or fanfic.net or whatever the fuck it's called. The big fan fiction websites.
Those are both fan fiction websites.
But I just can't be bothered anymore. It's too much reading for too like stupid and whimsical of a thing. But I do honestly enjoy quite a bit the videos that go like, hey, what if this thing that's universally agreed to be bad was good? Kind of like this, kind of like those what if the Star Wars prequels were good videos that came out a few years back. And
Movie Bob also has a series like that, but he hasn't done one recently.
I've not checked that out. I need to look into that. And at the potential risk of tanking this podcast by the mention of his name, I really like Max Landis's Death of Superman pitch. I think that's an amazing video.
Here's the thing. With any creator that kind of fucks up like that, I think it's okay to talk about their work as long as we realize the creator fucked up.
Yeah.
The creator, I repeat, fucked up. And on that note, we need to talk about the Adam character because
he's a smartass.
Oh, he is a smartass, but also in the transition between What Culture and Cultaholic, it came out that he basically misused a lot of his position at What Culture to basically solicit nude photos from fans, and he was called out on that, and he went like, yep, nope, I fucked up, this is fucking up, and he basically dropped off the internet and went to a therapist. Basically, he came back a good month or two later and said, all right, so here's the situation. I fucked up. This is not a good situation to be in. This is not good. I'm going to a therapist to try and fix this. I am going to stay off the internet for a long while because I don't trust myself here anymore. I don't feel like I betrayed your trust to do that. So this is just me telling you what I'm doing. And then a couple months later, he went like, hey, I'm doing better. I feel a lot better. I recognize a lot of my faults. Still probably not going to make videos. He still hasn't to this day, but he pops up on Twitter every once in a while. So he's a guy who made a mistake, recognized it, and has taken the many steps to try and rectify that.
Shit, I had no idea.
Yeah, I just thought mention it real quick at the beginning because for what we're talking about, it's not important, but for the context of greater world knowledge, it's a thing I would like you to know.
Okay, and like, that's fine. Honestly, I have put things on the list that are still on the list by creators of that sort of nature, and I've always planned, like, when we get to those things, I'll just put a blurb at the start of the episode going, like, Analytical Fanboys is discussing this purely on the merits of the media itself. We are not discussing the creator and what they may or may not have done, and we are not condoning what the creator may or may not have done. We do not care what the creator may or may not have done. We're just here to talk about the media that they created as its own thing.
Yeah, and I just want to mention, like, to me, as a person who watched his content, I go like, okay, cool. No, I forgive him for what he did. It's fucked up, and it's not my place to forgive him because I wasn't one of the people who was hurt by it. But I basically say is like, no, you are a guy who recognized your faults, recognized how you made mistakes, recognized what you did wrong, have apologized for it directly, and have made the steps to fix yourself. He's good in my book.
Okay. It's also just interesting that you've told me that, because that puts his whole watch all my videos, subscribe to me, love me, send me presents gimmick kind of in a different light.
Yeah, because repeatedly, whenever basically by near the end of these videos, he has his own WWE cinematic universe inside of his head.
Yeah. It's really interesting how he just kind of like takes some of like the most well-known but also most infamously bad storylines and makes them good, and by proxy makes you go like, man, wrestling is good. I do like wrestling. And then you snap back to reality for a day after finishing it and go like, oh shit, that's right. That didn't all go down that way. Wrestling is bad.
No. WWE is bad.
WWE. All hail our elite overlords. There, now I've tanked the podcast.
Hey, by the way, Cody, just send us the check in the mail. Thanks.
Yeah. Like, literally, we'll do anything for you. I
love
you. There, I did it on the podcast. Is everyone happy now?
Oh god. Oh fuck. So much wrestling tonight, because after this we have to record MMWP too. So
yeah, that's just the schedule now. Is we just do MMWP after this, and we also like teasingly talk about wrestling in between the recordings. So
yeah, but because we want to talk about it in the podcast, we try not to talk about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly like, hey, that thing, yeah, that thing.
Oh yeah, that. There was quite a number of that things this week. Listen to MMWP. All right, enough ad. Let's fucking talk about some of the shit he does in this.
So, do you have any favorite episodes that he did?
I mean, obviously, Summer Punk was great. I like really. The first few episodes were all great. I liked NWO, how he would have booked the invasion, the Nexus. I'm just looking for the playlist now.
I'm a really big fan of how he would have done Broken Matt Hardy.
That was super interesting because it's crazy to see how close he gets. And also just like how much weird shit he comes up with that I'm like, yeah, that would have been great, but also I don't see Vince McMahon ever going for it.
Yeah, but it's very much like how he would have done it. Which I like. And I also like how with that whole setup he also said, don't bring back the old memes, make new ones.
Yeah.
Which was a great little concept and all that kind of stuff. But like there's a lot of good shit. Good shit.
It's such good shit.
Good shit. Also, like Austin being hit by the car, the way he rewrote it was just like, mwah, chef kiss.
Fucking the Zack Ryder video really threw me for a loop because the thing is, I only know Zack Ryder as the podcast YouTube boy. So
and the toy boy.
Yeah, well, YouTube and him being a toy boy kind of go hand in hand. So hearing like that he used to be so fucking over that his gimmick would cause deafening chants, what made me do a double take. I was like, I have to fucking fact check this. Hold on, I'm gonna do a YouTube search, sir.
And it's true. Zack Ryder was fucking over.
Mm-hmm. By all rights, Zack Ryder should have been the face of the company at one point, and he just didn't. He just didn't.
Yeah. Shame that Vince McMahon didn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my favorites was just how well that this series is. Okay, you can write really well, but also a lot of this is just pure hindsight. Is Vince McMahon's a legitimate son?
Oh my god, that was great.
Because if you don't know, the original story is Vince McMahon is told, hey, by the way, you have a bastard son and he works at the WWE. And so they spend a couple weeks trying to figure out who it is. And turns out it's the mythical leprechaun that just kind of works there. Yeah, that's the whole storyline. And
then Vince dies in a limo explosion.
Yeah, no, that's at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was at the beginning. You can tell I wasn't actually watching WWE at that point.
It was at the beginning, and he died, but they had to undie him because of a guy named Chris Benoit, which that's the last we'll mention of him.
I've never seen that segment, and nobody fucking tell me. I've just always wondered how he actually undies. Like, I've got to know, is there some mystical revival? Or does he just come out on stage like, "Yep, I'm not dead"? Nobody, don't fucking tell me. I love not knowing. I love fucking having the idea in my head that maybe the Undertaker and Kane just resurrected him during the opening of Raw one week, and then they did a really somber "a dude died" segment. Because I think that's hilarious.
But basically, in the original Hornswoggle. So he wrote it as like, oh, we can make it a whole anti-authority thing. Who could go up against it? Who would this really create dynamic? And he says, oh yeah, see McMahon Punk.
And some of the shit he comes up with as just like ideas for segments out of that is legitimately some of the funniest fantasy booking I've heard in a long time. Like that boardroom scene he described. I had to pause the video. I was laughing so hard at the image he painted.
Like, I can just totally see that happen, and it pans to CM Punk, and he just has a toy of the thing going like, doot, 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 doot.
Also, the thing he did for if they ever bring Sister Abigail into the WWE, obviously that's probably never going to happen now, but if they made Sister Abigail a character, that was really cool. Like, I'm generally not a big fan of Alexa Bliss. Like, I don't dislike her. She just doesn't do much for me as a character. But the idea of her coming in and taking control of the Wyatt family in that way was kind of badass.
But it also, like, it really plays with her character because the whole point is she's not really Sister Abigail. She's just pretending to be to kind of trick Bray to do her bidding. Mm-hmm. So she's just tricking him. So she's not really Sister Abigail. So there's no Sister Abigail. It's all in Bray's head.
Mm-hmm. Also, I wasn't super into it just because, again, I don't have a huge connection to that New Japan history. But I found the fact that he did a whole video on how WWE could have done the Balor Club as a stable really cool. Just because, for those of you who do not remember. And I'm pretty sure Chris might not even remember, the first episode of this podcast was us discussing WrestleMania, I think 33 it was. Maybe it was 34.
Yep. Before we lost our smiles.
Yep. Right after we had watched it live together. And during the Finn Balor match during that show, one of the things I said to you is, I think Finn Balor's cool, but I want him to have an actual stable. I think it's weird that they just say Balor Club is his fans. And you were like, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they implied. But now, he's the real rock and roller again. So maybe we can get Balor Club up and running, eh?
Uh-huh. That would be hilarious if Balor Club and the OC were happening at the same time. It's like fucking Dr. Pepper and Diet Cherry Dr. Pepper. One's obviously the better option. One is the one that most people pick.
Wow, fucking laying opinions.
Yep.
I like Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb's pretty good. I like Mr. Pibb. You ever try RC Cole?
Yeah?
RC Cola is fucking dope, isn't it?
What the fuck are we... Have you ever had Cheerwine? You're in the Carolinas now.
I tried Cheerwine for the first time about 2 months ago, and it was pretty okay.
You take that back. It's the best.
I don't think it's not something that would be like a go-to for me, but if it's available and I'm not super up for anything else, it'd probably be like, yeah, let's do some Cheerwine.
But like Ortiz says, it's the best. The best. The best. The best. The best.
And don't forget, he's a genius. He's a lying genius.
God damn it. Okay, let's save Ortiz for MMWP because goddamn, we can go talk about him for an hour. But
so to switch gears real quick, I just want to say, Adam, I know you're probably not listening to this.
Yeah.
But I know I don't know you that well as a person. I only know you through these videos. But screw you for not liking R-Truth. R-Truth is hilarious.
Oh yeah, no, I like a lot of what he says about booking, but there are some opinions that go like, R-Truth is one of them.
It's like every video for the last 5 videos of the playlist you gave me, he just goes out of his way to bash R-Truth, and I'm like, what? Why? His whole gimmick is just that he's stupid. Yeah, and you can get a lot of mileage out of that, and R-Truth does, and 9 times out of 10, it's hilarious.
Yeah, like, here's the thing, it's his ideas, and it's how he presented, and it's very much, I don't like R-Truth, so, I mean, quoting him, that's what he would say, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also, it's just really kind of funny to go back in time to where he's going like, yeah, this is how things are currently. Stardust.
Oh.
Shit, fuck. Okay, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And fucking booking the brand split back when that was new, quote unquote. It was the second time they did it.
Yeah. And his idea is so much better.
Yeah.
It makes a lot more sense to split divisions, give each show like something special and unique to make it must-see TV.
Also, I do like how when he clearly likes a wrestler's gimmick, but he knows it's silly and stupid, he'll go out of his way to make fun of it, but in a way that makes him look like the dumbass. Like when he tries to do Sheamus's accent in one video, that was hilarious.
Or trying to just the repeat, like in the Nexus video where he just went off on Wade Barrett's accent.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett.
You never pointed me, did you, mate? Let's have a fight.
That's a weird, like, a British dude trying to do other Britishy people's accents. It's the best. I say Britishy because Sheamus is Irish, but
European motherfuckers.
Yeah. But like, there's a lot of just neat little things that you can definitely see, like, it's definitely in the WWE storytelling style, but he's just trying to make it make sense.
Yeah. It's just such like little great ideas that really improve things so much. Like when he did rebooking the Divas Revolution, I'm so used to saying Evolution now. He said like, well, a simple way to fix it would be is just do one call up at a time rather than here's the 4 horsewomen. Look, we have women now. Actual women. We have women before, but here's some real women.
Here's some wrestle women, not model women.
They're gonna fight. Yay! And like I know stuff about all these storylines, but I never like witnessed them. So hearing him describe them without going over like beat for beat, like Wrestling with Regret. And I love Wrestling with Regret, but when he does it, he tends to do it in like just a very like, here's my thoughts. He like Adam will actually stop and go, and here's why this was stupid. And he'll give you the feeling of like, this is why this was frustrating rather than just doing goofy gags.
Like an example of that is when he was rebooking the Higher Power.
Yeah.
Because basically he started the whole thing as like, oh yeah, the Undertaker is taking orders from a higher power person, and it'd be really stupid if it was Vince McMahon because everything they're doing is targeting Vince McMahon. It'd be really stupid if it was Vince McMahon.
Yeah, and see, I only know that angle for It Was Me, Austin being a hilarious YouTube clip.
And honestly, in retrospect, it's a beautiful clip. It's a great fucking moment.
It's one of my favorite moments of all time because I know it from out of context.
It's me, Austin. Oh, God,
son of a bitch.
It's perfect. But like you can understand, like in storyline, it does not make any total sense.
Mm-hmm. Like I've seen the whole segment, so I even have the feeling that it doesn't make sense going into that video. But then having him just go over like, yeah, this is why this is completely stupid. And also, again, just going back to the Divas Revolution video, when he talked about, like, I didn't realize Naomi was on the roster back then. And, like, she's a legit wrestle person. So it was like, oh, they called up the 4 horsewomen and were like, here's the real wrestle people when fucking Naomi was there? Yep. That's weird.
Yep. And I also liked how he just pointed out, we shouldn't call it the Divas Revolution. It's a women's revolution, and don't brand it as such.
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
It's you do a thing, and you don't make it a thing. You just let it stop trying to make fetch happens. Is basically his point.
Yeah, and he also makes a lot of great points of like, oh, it's sure, have Ric Flair be with Charlotte Flair, but have that be an influence on her character of her start cheating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of thing. And that's like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Like, we all love Ric Flair now because he's a goofy old grandpa, but there's a reason he was called the dirtiest player in the game. Like, that's not just a gimmick. That dude did some fucky shit back in the day.
Yep.
Also, like, there's a mini storyline through all of these videos of him just dealing with the whole Shield breakup Seth heel turn thing, culminating in his WrestleMania predictions video where he's like, or no, the Rumble video where he's like, fucking, Seth should be part of the Rumble, but before he gets to the ring, Trips should just knock him out with a sledgehammer, toss him into the ring, and say, $1,000 bonus to, or like whatever it was, dollar bonus to whoever eliminates him. Like, that's a good idea. I want to see them do that at some point. Even if it's not with Seth. Like, I feel like you could still do that with a McMahon and someone.
And there's a couple ideas where I kind of like understand his logic behind it, but it's like, if there's a way to think about it more and get a better idea and cooler idea, like whenever he wants to retire or like break the streak of the Undertaker, it's always John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the big name, and it makes sense to have a big name go up against a big name, but like
big match John.
Yeah. And like if it was the heel turn, which is basically have John Cena break the streak by cheating and then turn heel, like that makes sense. I love that.
Yeah.
But the retirement, I feel like,
and this was also back during the big Roman Reigns push, so every chance he has, he says, and this is when Roman Reigns should turn heel.
Yep. Like, it's very much a sign, like a snapshot of wrestling fandom at the time these videos were being made.
Yeah.
Because it's super referential to the Attitude Era, but understanding that it's a little fucked up. All that kind of stuff. All that other jazz. Like, the Invasion 2-parter is great. Also because Wrestling with Brian Zane is in it.
Yeah. Oh, fucking... I love that he did the whole mirroring of, like, what's his name, the WCW guy saying, did you think I was just gonna go away? And then when Vince comes back, he says that too. And he didn't call attention to it. He just said it both times. And it's like, oh!
Yeah. Here's the thing. Because of these booking videos, you can tell why some people were excited when this group of people started a wrestling promotion.
Yeah.
Which is what they did. Sadly, that promotion has gone belly up now, but for a while, it was a pretty popular independent promotion online.
Nice.
Yeah. So overall, because I think we're kind of not scraping the bottom of the barrel, but...
Well, there's just not a whole lot of meat here to talk about except for just like, he brought up this idea and I thought that was neat. He brought up this idea and I thought that was neat. But that's just kind of the nature of these videos. So
we can go on a little bit of a side tangent just about these videos. Part of me would like to do like something similar to this. I don't feel like I'm totally comfortable in my storytelling chops to completely do it. But like, I find this as an exciting like experiment in storytelling of like, I want to try doing something like that.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if I was going to bring this up during the podcast, but literally I have been meaning to do a What If Power Rangers Megaforce video was good for years. Like, I originally planned it to be the last 2 parts of Megaforce Sucks. Megaforce Sucks was going to be the 10 parts that it is now, but then there was going to be a part 11 and a part 12, or a part 10 B and C. That would be What If Megaforce Was Good, seasons 1 and 2 as their own separate videos. And not gonna lie, this kind of rekindled the fire in me of wanting to do that, even though I'm kind of past media analysis now. I still think I could do that and make something kind of entertaining and fun to watch.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon. I'm just saying I do still have an interest in doing it.
But like it does, there's an interest in me to do this, and I don't know if I would ever do it, but like I just like the concept of how it's presented and everything.
Mm-hmm. But since I threw one out there, what is something you think you have the know-how to do with this not this format, but just this premise of I'm redoing an infamously or notably bad thing, and I'm making it good because I'm a fan of it and I know what's best for it.
How to do the 3rd Hellboy movie.
Ooh. That could be... yes.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a lot of meat there. There's a lot of meat to do it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you probably know hella more about the comics than... no pun intended. You probably know hella more about the comics than I do, so you can fucking pull from shit.
Yeah. Like, I can just see it now because of the end of Hellboy 2. Like, I can see a place for Lobster Johnson.
Ooh.
And all that jazz. Yeah.
I've not seen the second Hellboy yet. Does BPRID do the supernatural cops ever get brought up?
Yeah, they're a main presence in the movies.
Okay.
BPRD.
I've also only seen the first movie once, and it was about a year ago now.
The Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense.
Ah. Hellboy's one of those things where I think if I got into it, I would really be into it. I just haven't had the time yet.
That's fine. We could always put Seeds of Destruction on the fucking list.
Oh, that could be like, you know what? If you're up for it, go ahead and fucking do that, because I think it would be fun to go through, just because it's the same writer-artist through pretty much all of Hellboy at this point. So it would be fun to just like slowly go through Hellboy on this podcast for as long as it exists.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm trying to put it in between 2 of your suggestions. We have gone through a lot of yours, so there's a lot of me repeating.
I mean, we've already... Yeah, we were pretty much exhausted talking about this subject. We like the videos. They're neat. If you're a wrestling fan and you haven't seen them, you should check them out. Just search how WWE should have booked, and it'll probably come up on the YouTubes. So I'm just stalling right now, and once Chris has that put in, I will select what our next topic is.
You could probably see me typing, can't you?
I can.
Bitchin'. All right, I'm done.
Excellent. All right, selecting the shit. And our topic for... Why is all this in the thing? Hang on. All right. Our topic for the next episode of Analytical Fanboys shall be... Redline.
Ooh!
That's a anime movie, isn't it?
That's a fucking anime movie.
Is that that's the one with the race cars, correct?
Technically, yes. They're not cars, they're like spaceships.
Is there a dub available?
Yes.
Excelente. I will watch it tomorrow night while I'm editing the podcast then.
Features the pompadour, dude with a pompadour.
So it's god tier anime then.
Yeah.
You put a dude with a pompadour in a show, you know it's gonna be good. Masked Rider, such good shit.
Dude, Kamen Rider Forze, such good shit. JoJo Part 4, such good shit.
Fucking
Space Dandy.
Space Dandy is the goodest shit. Ugh.
Alright.
I need to finish Space Dandy. That's
continue your pleasantries of proceeding with the podcast.
Yeah. So I think what we're gonna do for the foreseeable future, because I don't know if I mentioned it last week on the podcast, but I have started a new job. I'm now working, I think, 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I don't have a lot of time in the evening, free time to just watch whatever. Like I watch the wrestles of the week, and I work on the podcast and my own videos, and I squeeze in whatever else where I can. So instead of doing the back and forward, listen, watch, blah, 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 because we have tons of shit in each category, because I've noticed Chris has been waning in some categories too the last couple weeks, I think we're going to make it a little more casual, and we're just each going to run down our lists. If we feel like we have to say something about this to the other, we can stop and go like, this thing is good for this reason. You should check it out if you have not. And if the other person is like, ooh, tell me about that, we'll do that. But for the most part, Chris, just tell me everything you did this week. Just go down your list and have fun.
All right, cool. Well, first things first, I listened to a good number of Donny Benet songs.
Who the fuck is Donny Benet?
Okay, here's the best way to describe it. Okay, you know all those synth pop bands you like that are kind of contemporary and not really cheesy, but are just really good?
Uh-huh.
See, here's the thing. They exiled all the cheese from their synths into one man named Donny Benet.
So I need to find this man.
Like, here's the best way to put it. He makes the most sensual fuck music you will ever listen to.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Here is...
Oh, I just searched him. This dude has the best fucking look.
Oh, here's the song you just need to listen to real quick, which is one of my personal favorites. It's his song called Konnichiwa. It is an ultimate fucking 1980s bedroom jam released in the 2010s. It is solid. He's great. He's wonderful. He looks like a porn star. Not like a handsome porn star, but like that kind of porn star. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he looks like the dude who's famous as like the best porn star of all time. I don't know the guy's name off the top of my head, but he's like the ugly frog looking motherfucker who's in all the porn ads. You know who I'm talking about. You know, listener. You've been on Pornhub. You know.
But yeah, he's great. I listened to Second Dinner, Konnichiwa, Online Love, all that kind of stuff. I listened to some Oingo Boingo. I listened to Cartoon Network's cover of Never Meant, a classic Midwest emo song. And of course, a ton of clipping. I actually read a good number of comic books this week. I read the new Ghost Rider #1 and #2.
I didn't know there was a new Ghost Rider series.
Yeah, so Johnny Blaze is the king of hell, and he's trying to keep control of it.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading something that was setting up for that a while back.
Danny Ketch is on the surface, just like trying to deal with his Ghost Rider spirit. Like, it's there, and he basically goes like, "We have a deal. Like, if he senses the thing, we'll do the thing. But like any other time, it's me." And like, there's now Lilith trying to take over hell. There's all these different factions forming, and like, it's really interesting. I read issue 26 of Immortal Hulk. Bruce Banner is now a terrorist, and it's great.
Cool.
Yeah, Amadeus Chow shows up and goes like, "Hey, I get it, but like, are you sure, dude?" "Yeah, I'm sure." "All right, cool."
I thought you were going to be like, Amadeus Cho shows up and is like, "Hey, I still exist," and he gets punched into oblivion.
No, he's still green. He's still green, though.
I think that's what some fans really want. From what I hear, there's some fans who just hate Amadeus Cho, and there's fans who are like, "No, he's cool.
He's cool. I like him." And I've read issues 1 through 16 of the current Fantastic Four run.
Ooh, I want to say I read the first 6 of it. So tell me how you're feeling on that, because I thought it was good, but not good enough that I needed to read it week to week.
Like, here's the thing: I can understand why some people wouldn't want to read it, because it's like very classic, old school style Fantastic Four adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And like cool family dynamics. Like, there's an adorable part where basically Ben Grimm asks Alicia to finally marry him.
Yes,
that's adorable. So while they're planning for the wedding, Reed is up in his lab just futzing with this machine, and whenever he's the best man, and whenever anything happens that needs the best man, he goes, "Hey, someone else, can you take care of it?" And you go like, "Oh, Reed's being a Reed, and he's lost in a thing, and it's hurting his family life," kind of thing. You think it's that. Yep. Then it gets to the wedding, and then Dr. Doom does some dumb bullshit before they can finish the wedding. And then Reed Richards goes, "Not today, fucker," pulls out the machine, presses the button, time stops for 5 minutes in the immediate vicinity, and he looks to the rabbi and goes, "Can you finish the wedding for them?" He spent the entire wedding preparation to make sure Ben Grimm could finally finish his happy day.
It's fucking Kino, man.
That's the best. And like, there's a lot of cool moments, like when Ben Grimm tells Johnny that, "Hey, I asked Alicia to marry me," and he's like, "Oh, fuck yeah, congratulations, finally." And because it's at the very beginning when the Fantastic Four are off in the multiverse, and this is like very early on, but it may have been a while since you've read it. Ben Grimm goes like, "Hey, you're the closest thing I have to family right now. I'd like you to be my best man." And Johnny Storm goes like, "Nope." He
is fucking insulted.
Yeah, there's only one person who gets to be the best man of Ben Grimm, and it's Reed fucking Richards. And Ben Grimm goes like, "Reed's not here."
I'm pretty sure Reed's dead, dude.
Yeah, he's not, and they solve it, and it's not like a big fucked up issue. It's just more of like, Johnny is very much kind of just wanting things to go back to the way they were, and thankfully they do. But it's this is kind of a neat moment of Ben Grimm being the emotional center, and Johnny being the hothead, and he goes like, "It's okay to move on. It's okay. And it was just really kind of nice, neat moment. Right. The only thing I'm not a big fan of this run is they basically reverted Dr. Doom to classic Dr. Doom.
I was about to ask about that because I know you're a big Infamous Iron Man guy.
I loved Infamous Iron Man. I thought it was really cool. And here's the thing. Like, they're almost where I want Doom to be, where he's basically a hero for Latveria, and I'm fine with that. I just wish they made it a little bit more fucking overt.
Mm-hmm. Like, I was fine with it reading that first issue because I was like, I fully expected you to do this because you're making such a big deal out of Fantastic Four's back. How are you not going to make Doom a big villain again? But also, it's probably pissing a lot of people off because character progression is a thing that people care about, but you really shouldn't get too attached to in comics.
Yeah, no. I just, like, here's the thing. I'm fine with Dr. Doom being back into a villain. That's not a problem for me. It's just, it's the same Doctor Doom as a villain.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish there was a new wrinkle or two, you know?
Yeah.
This would be a little bit different. I've also caught up on Scoob and Shag.
Scoob and Shag.
Okay, fuck, you're putting me on the goddamn spot trying to fucking describe this bullshit.
Is this like a Scooby-Doo fan comic?
Yes. But no. But also yes.
Is this some fucking lasagna cat shit?
That by way of anime?
Oh, good lord.
Okay, here's the best way to describe it. It's a webcomic starring Scoob and Shag. They go on an adventure to find a sandwich or something, whatever, and they get lost in the forest. They run into Kermit the Frog. And then they run into a bunch of other shit. And it turns out that they're not from Earth. They're from another planet called Toon, spelled Toone. Where every cartoon character in existence ever is actually a citizen of this planet. And the reason we have cartoons is they sent the information to Earth as a peacekeeping measure, as like a, hey, this is how we can get to know each other. But they realized that once Earthlings watched them, they acquired a power called Ballyhoo. So all these classic cartoon characters also have fucking JoJo powers.
So it's Roger Rabbit taken to the next level.
Oh, extremely. Like, there's a fucked up moment where Mickey Mouse, who is the Supreme General of the Army,
because of course he is,
basically tells Patrick Star, who has the ability to time travel, to remember this date and come back to it. So, 5 seconds later, a Patrick from the future, war-torn, bloody-eyed, one arm, comes back and goes like, yeah, shit got fucked up. And Mickey goes like, I thank you for your service. Pulls out a gun, shoots him in the head, and the other Patrick, who he just fucking talked to, is standing there. A tear streams down his face.
Jesus.
Yogi Bear trains Shaggy to use his power, but he can't activate it. Scoob is one of the Supreme Commanders right alongside Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is slowly going insane.
Okay.
Like, it's weird. Oh yeah, Velma Dinkley has the ability to erase people's memory, and when she and the Scooby Gang crash landed on Earth because of a giant war on their home planet, she erased all their memories so they could finally live in peace.
Damn.
So that's a thing.
That's some Scooby apocalypse shit.
Oh, you have Shaggy's a clone. That's not the real Shaggy. Scooby lost his original Shaggy and couldn't deal with it, so he commissioned a clone of Shaggy, and there's several of them, and one of the clones went like, I want to survive, teamed up with Mickey Mouse, came to Earth forever ago, fell in love, she died, he became homeless, he started dressing up like Mickey Mouse, he ran into our Scoob and Shag, and now he's starting to fuck shit up. Popeye and Yosemite Sam have like an anime rivalry. It's weird.
Fan comics are fucking insane, man.
It's good though. It's actually genuinely good and hype.
I'll trust you on that.
And because I think we may have mentioned it in the podcast once or twice, my computer is old as fuck.
Yeah.
It is a 2011 MacBook and cannot update to the current OS with, even at the time, not the greatest specs. So it's struggling. So I've been basically living vicariously of having a nicer computer through Linus Tech Tips. And I've been watching a lot of his videos, and they're really good. They're really solid content.
Yeah.
He's a good Canadian dude. And I've been watching Pro Jared's Final Fantasy VOD. I'm on part 6. Can't wait for the next part. And of course, the Gundam game and The World Ends With You I've been playing.
The World Ends With You. That's you were talking about that last week. That's a JRPG, right?
Yep. It's an action JRPG, so it's not like turn-based. So you go into a battle scene, which also, by the way, one of the best things about The World Ends With You is not random battles. You know how in Final Fantasy or in Pokemon you walk through a tile and just randomly a battle will appear?
Yeah.
In The World Ends With You, you have to activate a certain screen and then click the monster you want to fight, and then you go into the battle screen.
That's fucking dope.
Especially because there's actually a mechanic related to that where you can chain multiple monsters. So you have 5 battles in a row, but you can't replenish your health. You can't do anything like that in that span. So you have a gauntlet of your own choice, and you can on the fly change your difficulty setting. So if you want to rack up your experience points like that, you can make the experience points higher, you can make the difficulty higher, lower your hit points, and chain like 5 monsters in a row to fight. And it's really cool because it really lets you, the player, have the power of your own, of the system.
Nice.
Yep. So I know you've been busy. Has work been good? Have you been doing good there?
Yeah, it's a pretty good time. I don't want to go into it too much.
That's why I just went general. Are you doing good? Are you healthy? Are you happy?
Yeah. I mean, it's a really challenging job. It's something completely different than the kind of shit I'm used to. But I'm enjoying the challenge. I'm relishing it and rising to it, to use popular terms. And it's making me feel like I'm accomplishing shit more than I have in quite a while. Like, I'll get home and I'll be like exhausted and ready to go to bed within 2 hours. But I actually really like that because I feel like I did a ton of shit that day. You know, I'd be just going. I've worked retail and food service pretty much my entire time in the workforce. And it got to the point in the last couple months of my previous job where I get home and I'd just be mentally exhausted. And physically I was like, I can stay up and just watch whatever until I'm ready to go to bed. But mentally I was just like, fuck everything. Now it's more like just, no, I feel like I could do whatever right now, but my body is kind of going like, we should probably lie down. Like that would be a nice thing to do right now. Can we do that? Okay, I'm going to lie down and read a comic. Halfway through reading the comic, I fall asleep.
But hey, as long as you're happy, as long as you're healthy, that's good.
Yeah. But as far as actual like content and shit goes,
Hashtag content.
Yeah. I listened to Frontiers, the Journey album, because I bought a physical copy of it a while back and I hadn't gotten around to listening to the tracks on it I hadn't heard. For those of you who don't know, it's the album Faithfully and Separate Ways comes from. I bought it because Separate Ways is my favorite Journey song. No new favorite replaces it from this album, but there are quite a few good ones. Like, I really enjoyed Ask the Lonely and Rubicon. Those are good. If you haven't heard them before, check them out. Also, just been listening to quite a bit of shit on my way to and from work. Nothing in particular stands out because it's all stuff I've listened to before, but just like, yeah, listening to stuff in the car is good. Use your phone. Tell the radio to go fuck itself. Be a millennial.
Be a millennial, bitch.
I've been rewatching all of JT Mitchell 87's videos. Do you know that guy?
No, he sounds vaguely familiar.
He is one of the ground floor, like 2007, 2008 Transformer toy reviewers on YouTube. He's a pretty heavy set guy. He's very goofy, and he makes a lot of self-deprecating humor. He also does the not hands over the camera. It's kind of like his camera is pointed at a bookcase and he's sitting next to it. But he does that style of review, and he was my favorite toy reviewer for quite a while, until he like petered out. And he's never fully recovered. He still does videos every once in a while, but it's more like just whenever he gets the spark or whatever. And he also had like a health scare recently. But I got kind of like a little nostalgic ping for him recently, and I was like, I'm gonna go back and rewatch some of his stuff, and it's like, oh, all of this I haven't seen in forever, and I remember really enjoying it, even though I didn't have an interest in a lot of the stuff he talked about. Like, he has a lot of Beast Wars reviews. There's like maybe 5 Beast Wars figures I'm actually interested in ever getting. Like, I don't begrudge anyone for being into the Beast era. It's just not for me. But I love his Beast Wars reviews just because he tends to talk more about the character and the lore than anyone else. Like, he'll give a bio on what role the character, the figure he's reviewing, plays in the story, and like where they've appeared and whatnot. If it's like a super minor character, before he actually gets into the figure. Like, I'm coming up on his reviews of all the Blackest Night DC Direct figures. He did them wave by wave, and I remember really enjoying those because I never read any Jeff Johns Green Lantern at the time, but hearing him talk about how Green Lantern worked and where all these characters came from, it was really interesting to me. And now that I have read not a whole lot of Green Lantern, but a bit of Green Lantern, I'm interested to see if it still has that effect, if it still makes me go like, yeah, Green Lantern's cool, I should read some Green Lantern eventually.
So kind of like the opposite of you, who just goes like, they're blue and they look cool.
Yeah. Which is probably why I got so into Few, and I still do. Well, Few's probably my favorite YouTuber right now. But it's just such an opposite thing that it's like, yeah, toys are good just because they're toys and they do cool, fun stuff. Rather than I like this character, so I bought the figure. Like I think he reviewed every figure of the animated cast. And again, animated is one of those things where I don't dislike it, but it's not super my thing.
I know the figure's bad, but I still want the Weird Al figure from that show.
Yeah, and he even said in one video, like, I watched a Q&A video he did today, and he was talking about, like, yeah, animated is one of those things where I will buy at least one figure of every character because I think it's a fantastic show and I want to have the whole cast. And I'm like, I respect that. I don't think I do that with pretty much anything except like 1 or 2 shows. Like, I have considered trying to hunt down all the Gokaiger figure arts once or twice, but then I remember I'm not a huge fan of figure arts, and I remember how much that shit costs.
Yep.
And then there was a super good deal on all the Garo Blu-rays recently, so I just jumped on it and I bought all of them, because for those of you who don't know, they typically go for like $20 to $30 a piece. And a website called Right Stuff Anime was just doing like a warehouse clearing sale recently. And so they had every DVD discounted down to $4 to $6 a pop. So I got every I keep saying DVD, but it's Blu-rays. I got every Blu-ray released so far for $50. Real good deal.
Nice.
So I rewatched just a bunch of random episodes from the first series, just to see what the quality was like. and it's pretty good. There's no stretching or cropping. The video quality is definitely way better than what you or I have. You watched the sub that's on Kiss Asian, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's definitely a lot better video quality than that. Like you can kind of see, like it's not super detailed, but you can see like when the actors are wearing makeup more clearly. There's in most fight scenes, you can actually see a little bit of sweat on Koga's face, which I never noticed before. And the sub they do is pretty good. Like it doesn't fix, but it helps a lot of lines that are just kind of vague. Like they sort of flesh out the line a little bit more and make it easier to understand. And they do it in kind of a flowery way that works with the fact that it's meant to be a classical Knight's Tale, except for one instance where I remembered him doing it with a Kaoru line, and I thought that was super weird because she's supposed to be super modern day, fresh out of college girl. Why is she talking like a ancient knight person in this line? But for the most part, it's pretty good. I would recommend the Blu-rays for the original series. I have not watched the other ones yet, and I would probably get to them sometime in the next couple weeks just because that's all stuff I haven't seen before, and now I physically own it, so it probably should go right to the top of my to-watch list. And then I read the first few issues of Prez. Chris, do you know what Prez is?
No, what is it?
It is a weird-ass 70s comic from DC that they recently reprinted in trade, and I got the trade at a discount, and I've been meaning to read it for a little bit. The premise is basically that it's, what if teenagers were allowed to vote and could run for office? Here's an 18-year-old white kid as the first teenage president of the United States, and it comes off as this really weird attempt of DC trying to appeal to the counterculture movement, or it's a product of the counterculture movement from within DC. I can't tell which, because there's just some weird ass shit in this, man. Like the head of the FBI in this is a full-on like oh god, what's the term? It's like a full classical garb Native American is his head of the FBI that he appoints. And the comic starts off with that's actually the character's first name is Prez, being manipulated by this evil corporate tycoon called Mr. Smiley, who's just a flesh-toned smiley face for a head. And he's like, we're gonna get this kid to be the first teenage president of the United States. So it'll be a super easy win, and he'll be a nice big puppet for us to do all our corporate scheming and shit. And it goes pretty much according to plan until a dam bursts near where Prez lives, and the guy who's named what is the fucking Native American's name? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because his name is really hilarious and just how on the nose with that gimmick it is. We're gonna pause until I can find this because I can't not say it. His fucking name is Eagle Free.
Oh god.
Yeah. And Prez follows him after he saves a group of animals from a dam bursting, and he's like, "Whoa, you're super cool, and you care about nature and the environment and shit, man. We should work together." And he's like, "You work for evil men. I will teach you the way of the forest and the way of the spirit, and you will become a kind-hearted man, and you will lead this nation to great things." And then there's like a training montage, and then we just cut to him being like, "Yeah, fuck you, Mr. Smiley. I'm going to be my own man." And he's like, "Yeah, well, we'll destroy your campaign from the inside out, kid." And then it's like, "Actually, you're too late, Mr. Smiley. It's election day." And he just wins the election. We don't explain how his campaign worked at all. He just wins the election, and the last page is him taking office and being like, "Ooh, who's the vice president going to be?" And then the vice president is his mom. It's that level of just like weird, out of left field, kooky shit, and it's written by Joe Simon. So part of me likes to think that he was given this assignment and he's just taking the piss, having fun. And I'm not finished with it yet. I'm halfway through the fourth issue, and then it's either 4 or 5 issues. It's a super short series, and then there's a ton of tie-in issues that are also collected in this trade. So, like, it's not, I wouldn't call it good, but it's one of those oddities that it's just like, it's really cool that they reprinted this. And if you want to read some weird, trying to appeal to counterculture shit from back in the day, you should check this out.
Neat. It sounds weird, but nowhere near my alley.
Mm-hmm. Also, apparently they did a reboot series recently as part of the Young Animal line with a female Prez character, and I kind of want to check that out to see if it's like a serious girl power thing or if it's playing into how weird and out there this comic was.
I wouldn't doubt both.
Yeah. And then I got some new toys. Let's see. I think I'll just go oldest to newest. So I finally caved and started buying Star Trek toys again. I used to have some Star Trek toys as a kid. I got rid of them all a couple of years ago. And, I just, again, kind of like with JT Mitchell 87, I just recently felt that little nostalgic pang of like, I really enjoyed watching TNG's era Star Trek reruns as a kid. I kind of want some TNG era Star Trek merch. I might rewatch some episodes of TNG era Star Trek if I get a minute. So I happened to be lucky enough to come across a Playmates Enterprise E at the toy store I've been frequenting recently. I think it's the Insurrection version, but I can't be sure because I got it sans decals and also the captain's yacht this version is supposed to come with. It's a really neat little thing, and it makes sounds of like photon torpedoes firing and going to warp and stuff like that. And also it's a physical representation of my favorite Enterprise design, so that's nice to have. Real quick, what's your favorite version of the Enterprise, Chris?
The one that looks like a disc.
That I think that's the Enterprise D.
They're all disc-like. Here's the thing: I never really watched Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah, nah.
You strike me as a guy who would have been a casual Star Trek fan.
Nah, also he's a Star Wars dude.
See, at different periods in my life, I've been into one or the other. I've never been into both at the same time, but I've always had like periods of being like, I'm in a Star Trek mood, I'm in a Star Wars mood.
See, I always flipped between Star Wars and Ghostbusters.
You would, yeah. That makes sense.
Legit, seriously, one summer, all I watched was Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2 on repeat. I watched one, then watched the other, rewind them both, and start again.
You have told me this before, and I still find that hilarious. Hilarious in a good way, but hilarious.
Come on, Ghostbusting makes me feel good.
You sure do. You do some busting, don't you?
Bustin'.
Is that in Mouth Moods?
It's in the third one. Yeah.
Okay. Because I've seen the music video. So I know about that. That's probably the one thing off of Mouth Moods I know about going in. But anyways, getting back to my stuff, I picked up Transformers 2007 movie Stockade because people have always told me that figure is great, and I've never had any interest in it because it never appears in anything. It's pretty solid, though it took a bit of warming up to because, good God, the ball joints on his shoulders were loose when I first put him in robot mode. I had to floor polish him like crazy. But otherwise, he's neat, and Then I picked up Lightning Collection Beast Morphers Red Ranger, aka Devin Daniels. That their video game boy who we both like.
Yeah.
He's pretty neat. I'm a little annoyed that I think I want to believe I just got a factory error because mine came with two left fists instead of a left and a right replacement hand. So he's kind of stuck always having the same right hand. But it's fine because it's kind of just open splayed. You can make it look like it's calm or like he's doing an action thing. Articulation is a bit awkward just because of the nature of the Go Busters suits. But it's still good enough that you can get him in most any pose you want. And I think the civilian head looks really good. I'm a little bummed he doesn't come with the camera gun. He comes with the binocular sword and the Beast Cheetah Blaster, I think it is. The one he uses in the Megazord cockpit in Beast Morphers. He comes with that thing.
Yeah, the cheetah gun.
Yeah. But there's no camera gun, which on the one hand, I can understand why they did that. The cheetah gun is kind of Hasbro's creation. They're trying to push that pretty hard, and also like I think the camera gun only appears like once or twice in Beast Morphers. But also, like if you're gonna do binocular sword, you gotta give us camera gun, or or at least give us the combined version of both of them. The cannon.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty solid little figure, and I'm kind of starting to think I might go completionist on Lightning Collection because like people tell me this and one other one, I can't remember which one it is people say, but this and one other one are tied for worst figure of the line so far. And honestly, after messing with this thing, I'm like, if this is how bad this thing gets, I think I might just pull a Shartimus Prime Marvel Legends with the Lightning Collection because I'm really enjoying these. They're like the only collector figure line that's going on right now that I enjoy. So there's a toy show that's happening not this weekend, but next weekend. And I'm thinking if I can afford it and I can find booths that have them, I might just make it a little side quest of mine at that convention to catch up on all the Lightning Collection releases because so far they have not released a thing I do not want on some level. Like, I'll be honest, when they do Overdrive and Mystic Force, those characters are going to be a hard sell, but otherwise, pretty much every other suit, I could say like, yeah, I get that.
Just watch Bokinger and imagine it's them.
Yeah, and put those civilian heads in a Ziploc baggie and pretend they don't exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Mystic Force, I like Mystic Force.
Mystic Force is not bad, critically speaking. It's just not for me. Like I was never able to get into it.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. I'm just saying I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm one of the weirdos whose favorite season is Jungle Fury.
Well, I enjoy a good bit of Jungle Fury. I don't like. I understand the criticism people have of that season, but I honestly enjoy pretty much everything about Jungle Fury. Like people tell me, "Don't Blow That Dough" is one of the worst episodes of all time. I'm like, "Don't Blow That Dough" is hilarious. I fucking love Don't Blow That Dough. You don't fucking besmirch Don't Blow That Dough in my house. Also, the Spirit Rangers are kind of the best American original Rangers. I like them just a tiny bit more than Titanium Ranger, and I know I'm going to get flack just for saying that.
Ooh. Yeah?
What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I know somebody's going to say, like, but you're the guy who is known for hating Megaforce. Would you buy Lightning Collection's figures of the Megaforce Rangers? I might not buy to go Sager suits. I definitely buy to go Kaiju suits, and I'd probably buy Robo Knight. So there's that. But that is everything I did this week. Like I said, pretty sparse week, so I tried to tried to buff it up a little bit by just talking unprompted in a few spots. But that brings us to the end of our program. So, Chris, why don't you tell people who you are and where they can do your stuff that they do?
All right. Boingo Writer is a hot new radical stuff that you can find right on YouTube. Anime, tokusatsu, comics, movies, if it exists and I like it, well, I'll talk about it. A journey into culture through a world where certain things haven't changed since the 1990s, and corporations are even more overt with how much they control our lives. AIs are smarmy assholes, and companies don't care how much you shit on them for so long that they can make a buck. The feature's a lot less bright than you thought, so tune in and drop out. Your life's not your own, so why bother? Engage with the content by subscribing on YouTube, following on Twitter and Instagram, and join the Discord server. Show how much you #love Boingo Writer. Watch, or else.
All right. I am the Vacuuminator. I'm a YouTube toy review boy who's not for little boys and girls. According to YouTube's new terms and conditions, I have to go out of my way to state that I am an adult, and I say adult things. My content is not suitable for children. Penis, vagina, fuck, shit, ass.
Don't review toys. You review adult collectibles.
Yes. And stuff. I talk about things and stuff and adult collectibles, and I do enjoy a little bit of them swear words. Insert a clip of Chris Jericho saying a little bit of the whatever swear words he has said in the past. You can find my stuff at youtube.com/thevacuuminator. I have social media. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at thevacuuminator to keep up to date with what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. But most importantly, you should keep up with Modular Media because it's the channel this podcast is on. Go ahead and subscribe, ring that bell, like, comment, do all that good YouTube stuff. If you want to listen to the show on the go ahead and download an MP3 from our Google Drive folder, which is located in the video description. You can follow us on Twitter for updates on the podcast and postings of when it goes up. That's at the Modular Media. And you can subscribe to our subreddit for very similar kind of stuff. That is r/Modular Media. And that's going to do it for this episode of Analytical Fanboys. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you will join us again next time when we will be discussing Redline.